Welcome back to Cure for the Common Game. Today, in deck number 952, our triumphant return with Honda Sumo Champion. I want to take a second to thank all of y'all very much. Posting has been a little bit sporadic. I am attempting to remedy that. Will not be every day, I can promise you that. But I've built Honda a few weeks ago. I have been playing Honda. Now, I am an outsider looking in. I have never played. I ordered the Street Fighter Secret Lair because it was new. At the time, we didn't know they were going to do in-universe equivalents. But it is what it is. I have it now. So we have a 6-mana. Oh, Glare. That's what we have. 0/7. And he says, as long as it's your turn, each creature assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power. Now, that says each creature, not just yours, the whole table's. We're going to maximize it, though. And then whenever Honda attacks, up to 100 target creatures each get +0/+X, where X is the number of cards in your hand. Now, white is not known for being the card-drawing color. However, once I get to the 6-mana to where Honda is, how I've been playing is I generally just stop playing lands, because you try to keep that 6/7, because you really won't. This deck can come out of nowhere quick because it looks very unassuming. So let's get into it. We are going to start with our ramp. Like I said, our white weenie deck, our commander costs 6. So we're going to start with a Soul Ring, Marble Diamond, Mind Stone, Burnished Heart, Spectral Searchlight, and an Ever-Flowing Chalice. Like the Chalice, I tend to play it on 4 more than I... As a matter of fact, when I am deck building and I lay everything out by converted mana cost, I automatically assume that Ever-Flowing Chalice, it's going in the 4 CMC's spot. So, now, card draw. Now, I know there are a bunch of good card draws out there in white and in Artifact and stuff like that. Am I using them? No. I got a Howling Mine and a Bygone Bishop, which Bygone Bishop works perfectly. The creatures I wanted for the deck, I wanted, obviously, toughness higher than... Can I angle that like that? Let's put a stack of magic cards back there and see if... Oh, that's sketchy at best. So, there we go. I wanted flying. I wanted that evasion, and obviously I wanted toughness greater than power. I wanted toughness greater than mana cost. That's not always doable. Bygone Bishop is such a good card. Now, I do have one card in here that has Defender. We'll go ahead and show you the Defender. Wall of Omens. Yes, I know. We got to have the glare somewhere. So, top, bottom, whatever. Anyway, if I lay it flat, yeah, I'll be glad when I can get back in my studio. Anyway, because it enters play, it draws a card. It does replace itself in the hand. But I don't like the Defender simply because you can't attack with it. Now, there are a few things like the Veteran Armor. Let's just go back to how we were. Try that. The Veteran Armor pumps your team by +1. So does the Blessed Orator. And then the Oathsworn Giant does it by 2. But there again, another 6 draw. I've got Baird because Baird met the criteria. Bigger toughness and vigilance. That's important. And then we go into our other creatures. Trissad, just another alternate copy of the Toughness Matters theme in mono white. But let's look at our flyers, shall we? These are in no particular order. Skyhunter Prowler. I know what you're thinking. You're like, how about if it is a 3 power? yeah, so in order to evaluate cards of the deck, you have to kind of skew your mind to, well, it's a 3/3 flying vigilant for 3 mana. Swooping Lookout is great for that 1 mana. The flyers here is obviously what I'm showing you first. Ornithopter, I mean, right? Why not? Uh, Now, Avon Flock is kind of a curious include at 5 mana. 5 mana for a 2/3, but it has fire breathing, essentially, right? Sky Hunter Patrol flying at first strike. But there again, the 3 for 4. We've got Concordia Pegasus, 3/3 flyer. Now, the Loakthan Gargoyle does not innately have flying, but you can spin 4 to give it flying, although I don't think I've ever done that. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Here's the good stuff. Roterothopter. Straight out of Homelands, baby. That's right. I mean, it's a 1 mana 2/2 flyer. Yeah. Everybody's favorite, the Dancing Scimitar. I wish I had the original art, but 9th edition was what I had, so. And that brings us to our non-flyers. Now, our non-flyers, first up, Tireless Tribe. This is just, I know it's counterintuitive, discarding cards. However, when you declare your attack with Honda, isn't it wild his name's Honda and he cares about toughness? Honda ain't got a motor in the back of it. Anyway. So after that triggers, okay, they're all going to get +6 because to the toughness because I have 6 cards in my hand. Then you ditch them to the Tireless Tribe. But I'm only doing that for the elimination. You know what I'm saying? If I can eliminate a player, if they're not going to block the Tireless Tribe for whatever reason, that's when. Daxos. What? Yeah, another creature ETBs for you, you gain a life. That's cool. But his toughness is your devotion to white. Okay. So he's already a 2. We have the God Pharaoh's Faithful. People laugh at me when I play this card on turn 1. And it's like, oh, in your mono white deck, you have a God Pharaoh's Faithful. And I'm like, show me your 1 mana 4/4s with no drawback. The Nyx Fleece Ram. I mean, you just incidentally gaining that life for the 5/5. A Looming Altasaur. Let's face it, you knew that one was in here. Preston. Seems like a weird include, I know, but you're going to get illusions, I mean, that are 1/1s, kind of, sort of. We got the Pyrexian Walker. I say Pyrexian because you take it right out of the oven, put it right in the freezer, and it's okay. Giant Ox. Theirs was big, big baddie. Kinjali Caller. Shield Bearer. That's right. The IC and banding is it's a nightmare to try to explain. Well, not really. Not really. Shapeshifter. Now, I like Shapeshifter because you choose its power and toughness, divided any way you choose, so it's going to be 0/7 all the time. Killjoy Royal Guard, that 5 toughness. Now, Pulse Mage Advocate, I know this looks sketchy, and for 60 card 2-player Magic, the Pulse Mages are like, was it Pulse Mage? No, it was the Advocates. Yeah, but you can make a friend at the table real quick. You can be like, hey, you know, you want them 3 cards back? The Trailblazer, and of course, Fiend Hunter doubles. You know, it's got a higher toughness and it rings the creatures. So let's look at toughness matters things, right? Yes, this is a very cheap deck, but things are. I mean, the toughness matters cards are cheap. I mean, Slagwood Armor. Why not? You know, +1/+6. Heroes Resolve, +1/5. Castle. Untapped creature. This is why vigilance is so important. And another reason why I put the Sarah's Blessing in there. There's another reason. We'll call back to Sarah's Blessing here in a minute, but Shield Wall. I know, right? It's I had a full 7th edition Shield Wall, and I'm like, when am I ever going to get a chance to run this in another deck? I'm going to run the pretty. This card is probably worth more than the whole rest of the deck combined. Um, now I want to look at instants. Katie, bar the door. Creatures at instant speed, your team gets +4. Wow. Solidarity, instant speed, your team gets +5. Refuse to yield, you get to untap a creature and it gains +7. I mean, I cannot overstate how many times that this deck has gone from looking like I'm just piddling over there on the table, and the very next turn eliminating a player. Yeah, it's wild. And then Stoneskin, one of my personal favorites, because it's an enchantment and it has flash and it gives +10. What? So, I mean, I do have some. Here's another cool Toughness Matters thing. Animal Boneyard. You know, Enchanted Land becomes a Diamond Valley. So, and it is one of those, sacking our creatures is not our primary goal. But if somebody wipes, yeah, I'd rather get some life out of it than nothing at all. But I do have some good core mono white things, Battle Mastery, because Battle Mastery on Honda just is commander damage wins. So is Armored Ascension. Holy Day, because it's funny. That's why. And a lot of times you think if I had one more turn, if you hadn't killed me on that turn and I had one more, I could have blah, blah, blah. Here you go. Holy Day's your extra turn. And of course, the Unbreakable Formation. Now it's white. I probably should have more versions because white has like this effect at common a lot. But let's move on to our removal. Yeah, there's swords and disenchant, generous gift, celestial purge, demystify. We all know that. But now, Slaughter the Strong is a beautiful card. Each player chooses any number of creatures they control with total power 4 or less. Every time I've drawn this card and wanted to play it, I get to save my entire board. Yeah, it's pretty sick. Fell the Mighty. All creatures with power greater than target creature's power. Of course, most of our creatures are low powered, so a good old fashioned arrest. Martial Coup. Hey, y'all remember back at that Sarah's Blessing and to be pushing the vigilance? Sunblast Angel. I mean, it flies. It has a bigger toughness than power, and it bumps all tapped creatures when it comes in, so that's not bad. And I was looking at Calamity's Wake has done work. I love this card. It has done work. I was wondering where exactly to put it while making the categories a while ago, and I put it in removal because, let's face it, I mean, you're getting rid of their discard, which on the surface is like, well, they've already used those cards or whatever. No, we have a lot of decks in the format that don't care if things are in the group. Mill me, that's fine. It's my second hand, whatever. So yeah, it does two things here. Exile all graveyards and players can't cast non-creature spells this turn. There is always, I'm sure you've sat down at games and there's been that deck, right? And it's that deck. So sometimes you just need that one more turn. Calamity's Way can give you that turn. So now let's look at our 3 lone non-basic lands. The Drifting Meadow, because mono white, and cycling and whatnot. Myriad Landscape, Ramp, and then our favorite Reliquary Tower. Well, that is it for today. I do appreciate y'all watching, liking, subscribing, hanging on in there when I've been gone for so long. But I'm back, baby. And I don't know what kind of regularity that these will be. Uh, I can guarantee you they will not be every day, uh, on an ongoing basis, that is. So I appreciate it. Thank y'all so much. But right now, we're going to shuffle and cut.